All right, we'll get started with Clarence Jackson. Give us a mic check there.
Mic check. Hello.
All right, questions for Monzi.
Yeah, Clarence, you guys were down 8, less than 4 minutes to go. AG just had that air ball. It just looked like you guys were kind of dead in the water. Where did you guys find that fight, that, never give up mentality to, find a way to come back in that game?
I mean, we just knew as a team that the game was still going on and we could have pulled it out regardless. So, we know that we're a family. So at the end of the day, you got to have your brother back. When somebody do something wrong, be courage and pick them up. So we just knew we had to fight, continue to fight. The game wasn't over. So we knew we were still in the game.
And it looked like Coach, he trusted you down the stretch. It just seems like that kind of just fits your mentality. That never give up, never die. Do you feel like that game, that situation was kind of perfect for you?
Oh, yeah, I do, because, I know at the end of the day, I want to fight to the end, to the last buzzer sign. Coach IB trusts me at the end, and, I trust Coach IB. So that was a plus, so he gave me the extra boost of energy to know that my coach trusts me in that late stretch.
And how tough was it to, sit for more than a week after losing that to Memphis in that way that you guys did, more than 20 points? And how good did it feel to get that bad taste out of your mouth today?
That was crazy. It felt good to come back, and we knew it was gonna be a little rusty still coming back from that long break, but we knew we'd be okay in the end.
Can you kind of describe the difference in the last 4 minutes in overtime? Every rebound, every shot. It's just so much more, just heightened. How would you kind of describe the difference between, crunch time and just, regular, first half, rebounds and stuff like that?
Regardless whether it's beginning of the game, end of the game, you gotta stay calm, cool, and collected. So, you gotta have that mentality to know that, like I said, you're still in the game, that it's not over until the buzzer go off. So.
Monzi, why was the press so effective for Wichita State the last few minutes of regulation and into overtime?
That fight, because we knew we wanted to win that game so bad. We just lost on Memphis last week, so it's like we knew we couldn't go out like that again. So we knew we had to fight, push through, and get the W.
And take me through your free throws down the stretch too. That had to be pretty nerve-wracking. You guys, were on this huge comeback. Free throws had kind of been a struggle for you guys throughout that game. So what's kind of the mindset going to the line there late in regulation?
I'm not gonna lie. I knew I had already missed some in the beginning of the game. I told myself I'm not missing these. I'm not missing them. So I knew I had to come through for my team at the end of the day. So I knew they knew I was gonna hit him in the end, come through clutch. So that was an extra boost. They trusted me and believed in me.
All right, anybody else for Monzi? Thank you.
Thank you guys so
Appreciate
much.
it. Thank you.
All right, we'll wait for Isaac to finish up out at radio, and we can probably get our other two postgame players yet. We'll have Tyson, Etienne, and Morrissey Desiree. One note on Tyson, he coming into the game needed exactly 5 threes to get to 100. He hit exactly 5 threes. So that is, in 44 games, he's the fastest shocker to that milestone. Previous record held by Landry Shamet did it in 60 games. So Tyson 6 games ahead of that pace. Isaac's making his way down to the room now, so we'll have him here in about 45 seconds.
All right, Coach, if you can think of something to say about this game, we'll get an opening statement from you.
You know, I talk about makes and misses a lot, and we started the game off slow. I felt like we had a lot of wide open shots we executed, but we couldn't get it to go down. So offensively, I thought that was the problem. We tried to start the game going inside early to Morris Udeze. I thought we did a good job of executing our plays to get it to him. We didn't do a great job on the other end of making them feel our pressure. They were able to run their sets and they executed and they got it inside to Big Boy for a lot of dunks. So we didn't do a good job on the glass. We talked about it at halftime that we wanted to make them feel us a little bit more. We still didn't defend at a high level in the second half, but I thought they felt us a little bit more. We turned them over. We were down 8 with about 4 minutes to go, maybe 3 minutes. We went to our little 3/4 court pressure. We were able to turn them over. Every time we turned them over, we got a basket and we sealed the deal. We finished the game with about 7 straight makes at the free throw line. I thought Tyson Etienne did a good job. Early on, he wasn't making shots. He didn't force any. Then when he started to get it going, we just started to ride him. We tried to get it to him. I thought we did a better job in the second half of making sure he got the ball.
Coach, you mentioned the switch to that kind of full court pressure defense really gave UCF problems down the stretch. Why do you think that was so effective?
You know what? I just wanted to change it up. I felt like we didn't bother them at all in the half court. Like they were able to bring the ball up. They were able to execute everything they wanted, and we just couldn't stop them. So we had to make a change. Our 75 defense, where we 2-2-1 back zone, it's kind of hard to do that when you play them because they got 2 40% three-point shooters in Green and Mahan. So it's something we've been working on in practice, our 1-2-2 3/4 court, and it goes back to man. And we did a good job just, trapping them, protecting the middle, and we got a couple of steals. And Clarence Jackson, again, he just gave us so much energy off the bench with his offensive rebounding. We felt like it was a couple plays where we got good shots. We didn't make it, but he went in there and got a tough rebound and got an and one, and we were able to get to the free throw line and set our press up.
Was there anything that changed there down that stretch when you guys go on that big run to, take the lead and not let the game get away from you guys? Was there anything that changed at the end of the second half?
You know what? At the end of the second half, we talked about it. We talked about it at halftime. We talked about it before the game. How bad do you want it? We got to play hard for 40 minutes, even though it extended longer than 40 minutes. once we got down, those guys just kept battling. I'm talking in the huddle, those guys were like, we got plenty of time. We're going to come back. Everybody stay calm. And we just went to our 65 defense and we tried to trap. If we didn't get a trap, we tried to guard them in the half court and we did a better job. The big kid inside, he's a good basketball player. He's going to be really good. I think his name Reynolds. And Adams, the other freshman for them, he's a good basketball player. So they got solid minutes out of both of those guys. We did a good job on Green and Mahan, but I felt those two guys hurt us some.
Yeah, in a game where you guys had, basically no momentum there, down 8, things weren't looking very good. Is that why you trust, Monzi down the stretch where, in a game where you guys need, just some kind of energy? Is that why you kind of turned to him there in crunch time?
You know why I turn to Munzie? Sometimes I feel like we don't have energy on the floor. And no matter what, he may make some mistakes, but he's out there clapping his hand. He's out there going to the offensive glass. He just brings energy, and we need that at times. He don't always execute, but he always play hard. And that's what I'm starting to love about that kid. And late in the game, he executed plays, but he just brought a lot of energy. And we felt like when we press, he's one of those high motor guys that don't get tired. So we needed him during that press time.
And just how clutch is Tyson? It seems like anytime you guys needed that big basket, I mean, he's there to give it to you guys.
He got it going. I believe in him a lot. And I'm just so proud early on in the first half. He missed a couple of wide open shots. So I didn't call a lot of plays for him. I just let it come to him, but he didn't force anything. And once he got it going, we just tried to ride him. We just started calling plays for him, getting the ball, and he started making shots. Once he got to the free throw line and saw the ball go through the net, it just gave him a lot of confidence. And he's hard to guard late in the game, especially when he's in the bonus, because he can drive the basketball now.
And how big was Tariq in that first half, especially if he kind of kept you guys afloat and 3 big threes?
You know what? He's been working on it a lot. All I've been talking about is guys going on the ball screens on Tyson and our guards. And I said, you guys got to get in the gym and you got to put in the work and you got to make those guys pay for going under ball screens. And I promise you, every day before practice, after practice, he's out there on the basketball court trying to get up 200 shots. And it paid off. We told him that the work you put in is going to pay off in the game. And he put in the work and it paid off for him.
Monzi's playing time had gone down over the last 3 or 4 games. Did he benefit from some of these practices, or what did he kind of do to get himself going in the right direction again?
Sometime the flow of the game, I don't determine the playing time, the players do. So, sometime in practice, I thought everybody this week had a good practice, but I just thought the flow of the game, we didn't have any energy. So we needed our energizer in there, and he came in and he gave us big minutes. That's what we expect from him. He did a great job. And I thought those guys off the bench, everybody was positive. Trey didn't play much during that overtime, but he gave us a bunch of energy, just clapping. And when he got in the game, he got some big rebounds also.
It just seemed like it was kind of a strange game flow where, I mean, you guys, in regulation, you guys get down 8. It doesn't look like anything good is happening. And then you guys make that big run. And then, start of overtime, you guys get down 5 too. I mean, what was it like, in the flow of the game when you guys probably felt like your backs were against the wall, a couple times there, right?
Yeah, I thought we defended him well at times, but big kid inside, he's a load. And we didn't come up with any loose balls. Every time we did defend them, we would get a deflection. All of a sudden the ball would be loose on the floor and they would come up with it and get an N1. Once we locked down, we stopped overhelping. We started, guarding our guy, keeping them in front, getting defensive rebounds. We just got into the flow of the game better. Then we started executing in the half court. Instead of pushing it in transition, trying to run a fast break, we walked it up a couple times and we ran a set and got it to the right person in scoring position.
And there at the end of regulation, you guys had that, the chance after the free throw to, maybe win it in regulation. I saw you took the timeout before the free throws, though. What did you kind of say during that timeout, and were you happy with the look that you guys were able to get with Tyson?
You know what? During that timeout, I told him that I wanted a certain guy taking the ball out. Well, I'm not going to say his name, but that certain guy didn't take the ball out. That's what I was so mad about. We leave the huddle and we don't execute the play. That wasn't the play. We did get the ball to Tyson. He was able to bring it up, got a decent look, but it wasn't the shot we wanted, but we didn't turn it over. We just didn't execute it coming out of the timeout. We good? All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we got Morris ready. Take questions whenever you are. You blowing up there? Well, that's your phone.
Yeah, Mo, take us through, 4 straight games now, double-digit scoring. What seems to be working for you now lately?
Just being more aggressive. Thankful for my teammates finding me down low. Obviously, have trusted me through practice to throw it into me, and they hopefully can get a bucket, which has been happening.
And what can you say about the team's run there at the end of the second half to kind of put you guys ahead and set that overtime up in the win eventually?
I think we're down 8 points with like 3 minutes left, 3, 4. It was time. I think media timeout happened. Brought the guys together. We're just like, don't give up. Still win this game. So then we got in 65, kind of pressured them a little bit, coughed it up a little bit. We just came back for the win.
And what does that say about you guys that you're able to, band together and not fold under that pressure?
Perseverance, no quit. There's no quit in our team. That's what I love about them. We'll never quit.
And Morris, why do you think that press was so effective the final minutes of regulation?
I don't know. We just kind of needed stops at a fast pace. So we just jumped into it. We practice it all the time. So we had to get into it right now, and it obviously worked out in our favor.
IB really talked about Monzi's energy, clapping, offensive rebounds. He really thought the team needed that. Do you guys feel that on the court, that that's what he's contributing and it's real helpful?
When he's on the floor, you got to match his energy, because he's bringing it all the time. If you don't match his energy in practice, go grab the rebound over you. You're gonna be looking, yeah, do that. Monzi, like, he energized all the time. You got to match his energy. That's what I love about Monzi.
And with Tyson, it just seems like whenever you guys need, a big basket down the stretch, I mean, he's being able to step up, and that go-ahead three in overtime. I mean, it didn't look like it was, anything special, just kind of like a pin down screen that you set. I mean, just talk about just how, I mean, if you set a good screen, I mean, what does that do for him?
Oh yeah, you set a good screen. Either you're gonna be open or he's gonna be open. So I'm just looking for him because I know he's clutch. So I'm just looking for him all the time. Hit a big three. I was like, man, savior. So always looking for him. Always looking to screen for him, for our shooters all the time.
Quiet group. Everybody good?
right, Tyson's on his way up.
All right, Tyson matched his career high 29 points today. Let's ask him questions about it.
Tyson, how would you kind of describe just, I mean, you guys are down 8. AG, I think AG just had that air ball. You guys go into that timeout. It looked like you guys had no momentum. What is said on the floor? What got you guys back in that game?
I've credited Coach Lou Godino, and he said, it's still a lot of time, a lot of possessions left. And I feel like that gave me the encouragement, that I knew it wasn't over, so just to stress that to the guys that it wasn't over. We still had plenty of game left. We just had to go out there and get a stop. That was a crucial point, and I think we did that. We capitalized off that.
And coaches kind of mentioned that switch to that 3-quarter kind of press, high intensity defense. That kind of flipped the switch on the game. What about that you feel like was so successful?
I think they hadn't seen it. We haven't used that at all this year, really. So they gave them a different look. We were able to, kind of speed them up. They really didn't know where to go with the ball. We had great guys on the back line. Dex did an amazing job in the middle, and me and AG was stunned on the sides. A couple of times, they may have got the ball to their teammate, but it was just by that, So I think we did a great job because that's something we just put in. So that's new. So for us to be able to execute that, with high stakes on the line was a great thing for us to do.
Take me through that 3-pointer in overtime. You guys are down 1. It was the go-ahead one that you had. It looked like it was just kind of a simple pen down from Mo. What's going through your mind, and what allowed you to get a good look there?
I just big time players make big time shots. Down the stretch we had to get a bucket. So I just I went back into my skills and my instincts. That's a new play for us. Coach did a great job explaining to us, how to do that this week. So we just got a good look. He told me to make the read. If they close out too hard, then I just make a play off it. But I was able to rise up, got a good great pass from my teammate, and I was fortunate enough to make the shot.
Tyson, why is Morris Udeze so good at drawing charges?
I don't know. He been doing it even last year. Like, he had a huge one against UConn last year. Just, he's a veteran guy. He's seasoned. He knows how to make reads, and he makes them when they're on the line. Like, when the game's on the line, he makes some big plays, and those charges are huge. Most big men are trying to get blocks. For him to come in and take a charge is huge. I gave him a hug because it was huge. I needed that. So, we needed that. So it was just a great job. I'm blessed to play with him.
It seemed like Monzi down the stretch gave you guys a lot of energy too. What kind of spark did he provide?
He always provides a spark. He's a little banged up the past couple games, but he got some days off to rest his body and to treat what he had going on. So down the stretch, it was huge. He was back to his normal self, and he's a great guy. He bring energy all the time, and you saw that on the court with his plays and just how he moves on the court. Huge.
And down the stretch of regulation, when you guys were down, 5, 6, 7 points, he had a couple of those offensive rebounds. How much does that energize you guys when he's able to go out there and climb up over all the trees and get that?
It's like, it saves us because it's like, dang, we might have just missed a shot, but for him to get a rebound, I think one of them, he got a rebound, got and one, like, that goes from a shot that, we had missed to now we going to the line about to get 3 points, so just for him to do that and to play the way he plays, play so hard, it gives energy for everybody, even myself, just seeing somebody that play that hard, it makes me, always want to stay on top of my game.
And with that 3-pointer in overtime, that was your 100th career 3-pointer, and now you're the fastest player in program history. Landry Shamet, Ron Baker, guys like that. Fred. To be able to have that mark, what does that mean to you?
Oh, it's good company. To be in a conversation with those guys and a statistic like that is a blessing. I'm thankful to be that. And I'm thankful that I played with guys that are able to give me the ball. And, it's just a testament to working hard and, just listening. Just gonna keep going. It's a blessing, but, I don't really play basketball for accolades.
And a win like this, I mean, you guys, back against the wall in regulation and in overtime, you guys get down 5 in OT too. So what can this do for you guys to get this win at home?
It just shows that, we can win when our back's against the wall. It's not the first time us doing it, but to win at home, you got to win at home in conference, for us to, rally back and to win on our home floor, especially coming off the game that we just had, and games that we haven't had, 2 cancellations. So, it just definitely was encouraging, definitely was a confidence booster for us moving forward, and it's just going to keep the momentum going into Tulane.
All right, thanks, everybody.